So today we're going to do alter table. First, we have a table here that I have created. Create table user. So I have last name, username, password, privilege, OTP. As you take note, I do not have any primary key specified here. So run. Invalid table name. I put it users. Identifier is wrong. Here we don't have a comma here. Good. Table created. All right. So we have this table users that has been created. We don't have any primary key. So let's see. Desk users run. So I have last name, username, password, privilege, and OTP stored here. Now I don't have any primary key. No, first thing I'll tell you that in my users table, I have last name here. But I don't want last name to appear in this table. I want to remove it. To remove it, so that's the command I'm going to use, alter table, because we are changing the structure of a table. That's why we have to use alter table. It's not changing the data. The structure of a table will change. Donc, alter table. The table name is users. Drop column. Which column is it? We want to drop this column, last name. Drop column, last name. So I want to remove this column from my table. And let's see if I run it. Table altered. Now we run desk users. Here we had last name, username. Now I run it again. It's disappeared. Now we have only username, password, privilege, OTP. So I just showed you how we remove a column from a table. Good. Now we still don't have any primary key in this. We don't have any primary key here. See, no tick here. So now I want to create this table purchase. Username is referring to table users username. So this part indicates that username is a foreign key. This part indicates that username is a foreign key. That is, username should exist in table users, and their username should be a primary key because it's going to check the table there in that column, the values that will be input in that column, and it has to check when users are entering the data in the foreign key table. It has to exist in users table username field. So as you reckon, username is not a primary key. It's not defined as a primary key. You see? So let's see. Is it going to run? No. No matching primary key for this column. Username is not a primary key here, so it doesn't accept it to be used as foreign key in this table. So now let's make it a primary key. Let's make here username become a primary key. So again, we have to use the command alter table because we are changing the structure of the table. The table name is users. Now what do I have to do? I have to make username a primary key. So I say add constraint user pk primary key, and within bracket I have to say which column name would become a primary key, username. Run semicolon here, run. Table altered. All right, so when the table is altered, now let's do, here we'll do desk users. Now you will see username as the primary key. Now we have 1 here. So now this command, I've shown you what? I've shown you how we add a primary key in a table. Like we forgot to put a column as primary key, to define a column as primary key, and we come, we'll say alter table, add constraint this. Now will this run? Yes, table created. Now let's say I don't want this as foreign key to be used in purchase table as foreign key. So I have to remove a foreign key in this table. First, let me show you it's a foreign key. So desk purchase. Yeah, we describe a structure. Purchase username and quantity is here. So it's a foreign key here. Now I want to remove it as a foreign key. So what do I do? I'm going to say alter table purchase. We have to drop constraint because we are removing the foreign key. The same thing applies if we are removing a primary key. Drop constraint. What's the constraint name? User FK. User FK. Let's run it. Table altered. This means now table purchase, in table purchase, it is no longer a foreign key. Now, if we didn't have it, now I had the table here. If I don't remember which constraint name I have used in my table, so I have to do select star from user underscore constraints. So I have many tables in my, so how many constraints in my table? I have many tables. I've put here row 200, it's running. So now let's go down. You will see, check all my constraint names are here. I've just created users on a PK, remember? So here, so if I didn't remember, I do select from user underscore constraints. Then I'm going to get all the constraints that have been created in my database. Good. So this is how we remove a foreign key. We just drop a constraint. The same thing applies if we have to remove a primary key. We just drop the constraint here. Now, in this table, again, I want to put this user as primary key here. So I'm going to do add constraint. Now, I've already put a primary key here. I use this table. Let me check. Desk users. Yeah, it's a primary key already. Yeah, it's good. And now I want to rename. Here I have OTP. I want to change this name, the name of this column, to another name. So I'll say alter table users, rename OTP, this is the column name, to, let's say I'll call it now OTP num. So alter table users, this is the table name, rename OTP to OTP num. Check in this table users, it's called OTP. Now I'm calling it OTP num. Rename column OTP to OTP num. You have to put rename column, then the column name. Rename works with 2, then the new column name here. So now let's see. Table users. Desk users. Did it change to OTP num? Yes, now it is OTP num. If I wanted to change this OTP num, here has data type char5. I want to change it to number 8. So now I want to change the data type of a particular column. So I'll do alter table. Alter table users. I want to change. So I'm going to put modify because the column will remain the same name. I want to change the data type. So it was char5. Now I'm going to put it number 8. Table altered. Okay, OTP was char5. I'll run it again. Now it is number, precision 8. So this is how we change the data type of a table. So, next. If I want to add a new column, this is also, if I want in table users, I want to add a new column. I say alter table users. I want to add date underscore access, for example. This is I'm adding a new column to my table users. Table altered. Now we'll do a desk users run. So I guess that's it for alter table. Thank you.